Hey guys, Jeff Barber here from RC Universe, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new, just released transmitter available from Graupner, USA. Today, I have the pleasure of showing you the new MZ32 handheld radio. 32, you say? No, can't be. 32? 32 different channels are available on this transmitter. Can you believe that? Well, why don't you sit tight while I change camera angles here, and we'll get into it. Oh, by the way, before I do that, I want to mention, as you can see in the background, we got a whole bunch of different toys here. You can use this same transmitter on every single one of them, and helicopters. Right now I don't have any helicopters, otherwise I'd have one up here too. But cars, boats, drones or quads, and RC aircraft, not just electric aircraft, but you can use it on gas, glow, every aircraft you can imagine, and any size. With up to 32 channels per aircraft, the sky is the limit, no pun intended. You can program that aircraft with up to 32 channels, so it'll do whatever you want, and you can put every surface on a different channel. It's a pretty cool radio, so sit tight. Let me change cameras here, and we'll get into it a little bit. Like Graupner's other high-end transmitters, the Graupner MZ32 comes with a really nice hard-sided aluminum case. It's got feet on the bottom here that'll keep your transmitter case from getting scratched and damaged at the field, and it also has 4 pads here to protect it as well. Opening the case, which you can actually see, it's got the MZ32 logo right on the front here and a diagram of the transmitter itself. A couple of really nice hard steel latches to keep everything in place, and a very sturdy carrying handle. The hinged cover opens up, and inside we've got a nice foam pad that covers the top of the sticks and the face of the transmitter so that there's no damage to the unit. Along with the transmitter you get a GR24L receiver, a couple of USB programming devices for programming receivers and other items, a USB cord for programming and updating firmware, and also for charging the transmitter. Transmitter is charged now through the micro USB port here on the back. We'll get to that in a minute, but use a computer PC USB port, or you can also use like a phone charger as long as it's 2 amps or above. But yeah, really nice heavy-duty thick cord comes with it, so you get many years of use out of that. Now before we get to the transmitter, I want to talk about one item here that you don't normally see. Comes with a transmitter. We've got this neat little white unit, and what this is an adjustable transmitter stand. You can take that, put it down, and now at the field, on your workbench, wherever, you've got a convenient place to set your transmitter so you're not setting it right in the dirt on the ground. It is adjustable, so tilt it back a little bit depending on how the weather or the sun is and whatnot. Get that out of your way, and there you go. So that's the basic transmitter we're looking at here. We've got a dual antenna patch cable antenna up on top here. It folds away so that it's easier to not damage it. We have 8 programmable chrome switches on top here. We also have 2 push button switches there, push button trim switches, and then 4 rotating dials as well for channels. On the back side, we've got 2 sliders right there, and you'll also notice there's a whole bunch of stuff on the back. Up top we've got an audio jack for headphones, COM port, data port, and a DSC port. DSC port would be used for setting your transmitter up to use it on a flight simulator other things like that. Nice little cover that slides in place. Large battery pack area here. Got a USB charging port here. Just again, micro USB. It's got a little rubber plug to cover it up. Now inside here, you'll notice there's something a little bit different here. We've got a single cell lithium polymer battery. 1S, 9,000 milliamp hour. Now, Graupner says that transmitter battery is good to use this transmitter out at your field for up to 10 hours without a charge. And you know what? With this transmitter, replacing every other transmitter you've got, yeah, I could see having just one transmitter out at the field all day. It's pretty neat. On the back, we've got some really nice rubber grips. You'll notice there's lots of plugs and little ports that you can open up. They are for adjusting different spring tensions and setting the modes. You can do all of that. Your radio, depending on where you are, might come set up for mode 1, might come with mode 2. You can adjust all of that just by turning some screws in the back side of the case here. But nice rubber case grips here on the sides. It's really a well-built transmitter. Got a really nice chromed handle up here for grabbing your transmitter. Again, don't grab it by the patch antenna. That would be bad. But included is a nice neck strap balancer. It's definitely really nice for balancing your transmitter. Now the sticks and the gimbals might look a little bit different than what you're used to. There's no dials or no lines and numbers, and the center is round. But you'll notice they still work the exact same way you come to expect your gimbals to work. They're quad bearing, they're Hall sensor gimbals. And I'll tell you what, these things are cool. Right now I've got the stick tension set at full tension, so it gives you a good solid feel on the switches, and it's just a nice looking transmitter. Got some menu directional buttons here as well, but in the middle here you'll notice this really big screen, and I'm going to set this down because it's got a little heft to it. It's not a lightweight flimsy transmitter. It's pretty heavy duty, and it's quite neat. So I'll get that set up for you. Alright, now for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's turn this guy on. And you'll notice it comes up with a screen right away. Look at that. I've even got my name programmed in it already. So the first thing it's going to tell you is select RF on and off. You want your radio frequency. So you can turn the radio frequency off if you want to work within the transmitter without having your aircraft or your boat or car turned on. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off right now. And as you can see, it's a touch screen. Color touch screen. This thing is really cool. Now the way it's set up here is kind of a basic default setup, but I have changed a few things on it, and as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Now as you can see the layout on the screen here, this is kind of what you'll get when you get it out of the box. It's sort of a default. I have customized it a little bit, but it's really neat because it's all, like I said, touch screen. And it gives you all sorts of different menus and functions and all sorts of stuff. Right here we're in the base model or base menu, and you've got a whole bunch of stuff. You can turn your RF on and off, radio frequency on and off. From here you can go into the function menu and you can do phase setting and air brakes and snap roll, throttle curve setups, all sorts of stuff. And as you can see, it's just a touch screen. It acts much like your cell phone. It just works really cool. Get into the special menu. We've got telemetry, user notice, all sorts of cool things here. System notice. This menu will basically let you set it up for all the voice commands, or not voice commands, but voice notifications. So on my transmitter, normal. I've got switch 4 here set up for triple rates, so it tells me normal, Aerobat, and Aero 3D. So I've got that set up, normal, and it just tells me basically what phase I'm in. With With the Graupner MZ32, you do not have the ability to set up the dual rates or triple rates, on a switch. You have to do them in phases. So that's kind of a neat deal. We've got the system menu, and this is basically the PC side, or the operating system side. We can do wireless LAN, we can do Wi-Fi connection to your home or your business, wherever you are. You can do firmware updates direct from there. We can go in info and update, and it tells me FTP version 1.0.19. That is the latest firmware version that's out right now. That may change in the future as Graupner updates and makes things work better for you. You can do a factory reset, or you can do an SD card update. Like for me, if I type the SD card, you can see I've got several different firmware versions in here, and that's because I was part of the beta test with this transmitter. So I got this transmitter long before it was available, and just kind of went through the programming and the software side and helped Graupner make it the best that it can be. There was me and another group of gentlemen here in the United States that had a good time and got to play with this transmitter and make sure that it worked the way it was supposed to. So I've got quite a few things in mind that the standard transmitter coming out of the factory now will not have. So wireless LAN, we can set that up. We got a GPS. As you can see, it's already, I turned it on, it automatically connects to my wireless Wi-Fi network at home. So it's pretty cool. Stick set, it'll tell you how far the sticks go in each direction. Lots of different things you can do here. You've got Bluetooth and COM port, so you can turn the Bluetooth on. I actually have this linked to a set of wireless earbuds so that I can listen to music. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention to you that the transmitter does have a built-in MP3 player, so you can download any music that you want to, say if you're doing a pattern or a show of some sort, and you want music on your transmitter, you can listen to music while you're flying. It's pretty neat. And all of that is stored in the internal 16 gigabyte micro SD card. There is a slot that's inside the transmitter. You can get to it. I don't recommend it though, because you have to disassemble the transmitter to get at it. But it's in there. It's a 16 gig card. It's really cool. One of the other nice features, if you do happen to run into somebody out at your field that does have this transmitter, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so you can see the rest of it. The transmitter, you'll notice, has red faceplate on it, and that faceplate, these here, are removable and they're customizable. You can get them in different colors. I know I've seen there's a blue that looks pretty good, or if you're into it and you want to do it, you could paint them yourself and have it completely customizable. So pretty neat overview of this transmitter. Again, there's a lot of functions here, a lot of neat things you can do, and the touch screen functions that are here you can also work through with the directional keys. This is a home menu key, and it's just a neat transmitter overall. So a lot of stuff packed into a small handheld radio. I mean, it's still just the same size as your standard transmitter, and it works pretty cool. One of the nice things, you push the power button and it confirms that you want to turn it off. So we'll hit the OK, and it shuts down. There's a lot of cool stuff in this transmitter, and when we get into the next video, we'll go over it a little bit more, and I'll talk about some of the different things you can do for programming inside the transmitter, and that will help you get some really neat functions going on your airplane or your boat or drone, whatever you're flying or driving, because you can do cars too. So stay tuned. We'll get moving here in part 2, and we'll carry on. So Thanks for watching, and look for video number 2 in this series.